Uh, got it. Yes, this meeting is now live on YouTube, I believe. I keep turning wrong things on. But hi, welcome. This is see, I can hear myself right now.
Hmm?
So yeah. Welcome to Next Level from Level with Emily. I host the show. We do a little chatting with people who make audio and games, usually composers, and we pop on here once a week, usually, to talk about what's coming up. What's the upcoming episode? And the answer to that question is Jason Graves, which is always a fun answer, but not this week. Jason Graves' episode will be coming to you next week, even though I did talk to him. I talked to him on
Oh, yeah?
Monday, which was really great. Yeah. Yeah, it was good to catch up with him. I hadn't talked to him in a couple months. So other than the occasional text, it was great. And at the end of our conversation, he just like reached up and pulled a little bird down, and he had a little bird sitting on his shoulder at the end. I mean, the bird was not a part. I was like, was that Pickle is her name? I was like, was Pickle there the whole time? Like Pickle could have been a part of this experience, but yeah, Jason Graves is coming up. So we'll talk about him in a minute. But yeah, as I said, I'm Emily. I host the show. Sam Keenan is the producer of the show. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Yeah. And we had last week off of new content. There are just a lot of things going on, which are all good, just very time consuming things that made it very difficult for us to keep up production for a little bit. And production will be changing in a way, which I guess it actually will just be changing. I don't know why I would say in a way. Um it makes no sense to say that like that, but um other than I've been on autopilot the last 36 hours, and I'm not in control of my mind and body these days right now, but just because of the universe. But yeah, we're gonna go to bi-weekly, as I have uh a new, I guess, new
Mm-hmm.
job
Mm-hmm.
that will be time consuming. So,
Yes.
so yeah, so we're going to do a bi-weekly thing, but we have some really exciting conversations coming up. And I'm not even sure when that's going to, I assume we're going to start that right away next week, that we'll start going every other week, but we, Sam and I will make that decision, as to when that's actually going to happen, probably next week. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Jason Graves, um, we talked about, there's a new collection of music that got released from Call of Duty, music that he's written, which is part of Call of Duty has maps that are like Battle Royale, which is, like Fortnite kind of thing, where you start with 100 and go down to one or whatever. And so Jason has written a bunch of music for that part of the newest Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and the maps are called Warzone. So so we talked about that, which is really fun, and it's of course great music, very percussive, because it's, Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Um
And made by a
so
drummer.
yeah. So that was really fun, and he had some really great soloists as always. So really nice conversation, and that music is up on Spotify. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Warzone, which is what it's called. It's very confusing. We talk about that too, how it's like there's so many, because for a while there they were doing Call of Duty every year. For years they did that, like a new one
Yeah.
every year, and then it just got to the point where you just couldn't even keep up. You're like, I can't, unless you're playing it um
Constantly forever.
constantly forever. But I stopped after like Black Ops 2, which was, I mean, that was, I owned the house, so it wasn't that long ago, but it's been a while. It's been a while. But yeah, do you want to hear some of it?
Sure.
Some of this Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Warzone business. Let me make sure I didn't open my DOS, so let me make sure I've got that set up. And uh yeah, here's Jason. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Warzone. So yeah, let me make sure that I've got the settings on Zoom properly done. Okay. All right, make sure you can hear this when I hit play now. Yeah. A little oud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a good solid minute of that.
Good tension in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I love the singer. She's fantastic.
Yeah. Who is that? Or do we know?
I think her name is Nazim. I'm not sure. That
Okay.
could be
I'll have to
wrong.
find out.
But yeah, we talk about her.
Yeah.
In the episode.
Cool.
And then tomorrow I'm interviewing Tom Salta. Tomorrow afternoon. It's been about a year since we had Tom on, and the game, he just did a horror game. And it's going to take me a minute to find out what it's called, because I'm doing my best here, people. Let's see. Gmail. Open my Gmail to see what it's called, but it's getting a vinyl release, which is really cool too. I mean, that's neat.
Yeah.
This is the Outlast trials. Oh, Outlast, of course. Yeah. So yeah, scary stuff.
Okay.
That's on Spotify, and that's a horror score, and it's interesting. I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, maybe you wouldn't, but just to think about like how I prep for a horror score compared to, because it's such a different listening experience, right? I mean, it's so different. But
yeah.
So I still listen to it just as often. It's just, I don't know. I guess I listen for different things, but that's pretty fun. So that's tomorrow. I'll be talking to Tom. It'll be great to get caught up with him and hear what he's been up to. And then another interview that's coming up. It's not coming up until, well, it seems like ages from now. December 1st is when I'll be talking to him. So anything could happen. But as of now, we have in the calendar that I'll be talking with John Everest about his music for the Lamplighter League, which is you'll like this. This is a really, really cool soundtrack that people are really enjoying. Lamplighters League. Sorry. But yeah, here's a little bit of that. Yeah, I was listening to a bunch of that a couple days ago, and it's just phenomenal. It's an absolutely phenomenal score from top to bottom. Yeah, so I cannot wait to talk to him about that. And John, I interviewed him a couple years ago, and yeah, that during COVID, and never got a chance to publish that one, which is unfortunate. So I'm really looking forward to having him on and talking to him about that score. And then Chris Velasco, who also
Oh,
it's been
nice.
probably about a year, and I think he's done other things too. But Lords of the Fallen, um, which again I need to look more into it. But I think Lords of the Fallen 2 probably just came out, or Lords of the Fallen rebooted, or hell, I don't know. That's gotta look into that. But he co-composed that with another composer, so we're trying to figure that out right now because depending on where the other composer lives, it might be kind of tricky with my new work schedule
Hmm.
to coordinate something. Chris lives in L.A.
Okay.
So so yeah, so that's some really cool things coming up.
Yeah,
And
those are some cool things. Those are some reoccurring guests that we've had over the
yeah,
years, some great episodes and some great
yep.
musicians and composers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we're able to navigate doing half as many episodes
Hmm.
as usual, but you know, there because guests come to us in so many different ways that I think that'll probably sort itself out in some ways. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Um,
think, we're heading into holiday time and
yeah.
it's better for us to slow down for a minute than stop, I think.
Oh yeah, no stopping is is happening. It'll be tricky while I'm commuting and doing the Monday through Friday thing, which is going to be weird. It's been a long time since that happened,
Yeah.
a few years, and trying to keep interviews going shouldn't really be too big of an issue, especially, you know, 4 guests is no longer 1 month, it's now 2 months. So,
Right. And
you know,
if we get stacked up, maybe we'll squeeze an extra one in from time to
for
time or something,
sure.
you know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, there
Yeah.
will inevitably be special things, but and we'll be talking more about what's going to happen with Patreon and things like that too, because, you know, we want to keep all that just above the board with you guys to let everyone know what'll be happening with us that way.
Hmm.
But to be certain, we're still going to be cranking out episodes. So, yeah, other than that, the namesake of our company, little June, spent a little time in the hospital last night. That was a crazy ride, but she is back home and I am back home and she is just busy bathing all of the hospital smell off of her body and
She's a cat,
doing
by
her
the way.
thing. She's a cat, yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, yeah. Anyway, it'd be funny if she wasn't. But yeah, so
she's a foreign
yeah.
exchange student.
She's just took her to the hospital last night, dropped her off. Yeah. But she's better for a 80-year-old cat or whatever she is in real life. Who knows?
Hmm.
Or in people life. But yeah. How about you? Any news you want to share with anyone while we're here?
Uh, Not at the moment. I uh
Okay.
I wish I had something exciting coming out, but
Yeah, well, I mean, you got shows coming up
that's true.
with your band. That's pretty well, not your band, but the
Yeah.
band you're in, let's say.
Hmm.
Let's put it that way. So,
We got for all those North Dakota people, we got a big
yeah,
show in Fargo this weekend
it's
on Friday
true.
night.
There's nothing to shake a stick at. It's fun. All right. Well, we'll be back here next week to talk about Jason in more
Awesome.
detail. And then the episode will drop next Friday. So the 17th, November 17th, just in
And
time for
Jason,
Turkey Day.
I've been saying this lately, but it's a good time to go back and check out old episodes. We've got, I don't know even how many with
Yes.
Jason at this point, but
I wouldn't even. Geez. I wonder. That's a
I
good
wonder too.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
have no idea.
he's a very insightful guy, and he's a very
Yeah.
giving and open guy, and he likes to share his.
He is wonderful. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, it's always a fun time to share episodes with Jason, and I just always love getting caught up with him, and he really does like. And we have a number of guests I can think of, like McLean, for example, they're just so giving of the struggle they went through to get where they are, and just the tips and tricks they've learned along the way. They're great at that. Jason certainly is like that. So yeah, check out those older episodes, and they're out there, and we'll be back next Wednesday. So all right, check us out on the things, Patreon, wherever you listen to your podcasts, all those things, Discord too, and we'll be back with you next week.